Hi, everybody. Not a traditional recording for the foundation, but it was suggested to me a couple of times. Sheldon O'Coin actually told me it'd be a great idea, and I happen to agree with him. Just had to figure out how to do this, but got her up and rolling. I'm going to assume everybody's familiar with our project and the idea behind it. And we thank you very much for watching and supporting and sharing and liking. That's great help for us. Um, Basically, the idea here is to show you a little insight on how it's done. It's not going to be too technical, but I'll show you how it runs down. Um, the process, I guess. So you'll see on the screen here. I'm using our most recent video, 5 Long Years with Tony Ludi. Did an incredible job. We thank him very much. So basically, these are the tracks here. Now, I'm going to leave that on the screen for a moment. I'll show you a few things. Let's see here. So I'll start off, I guess, with the equipment. Dragging stuff from, I have a 2-monitor setup, so I'm dragging stuff over here. I have the computer we use is a Mac Mini M4 Pro. Handles this stuff like a dream. Very smooth, works great. Normally I'll have my recording DAW set up here. This here is actually the mixer of the interface. The levels you adjust here are basically to for the monitor output, not the recording levels. Recording levels are set within the DAW. So this is a rundown of our equipment. I'll go to, this here's our recording interface. It's a 8-channel recording interface, expandable to 16, which I have done with this ADAT expansion unit here. So essentially what you're seeing here, inputs 1 through 8, that is actually all drums. My module has individual outs. It has 16 of them, but 8 through this one cable. So this is a DB25 cable plugged into the back of my Pearl Mimic Pro, and the other end of that cable is what you're seeing here with the colored wire. So that gives me 8 channels of drums, be like kick, snare, high toms, low toms, cymbals, hi-hats, ride. Forget what the other one is, but I don't have to get into that. Into the recording interface, input 1 would be our lead singer's input. This would be backing vocals. This could be saxophone when Joe Paris is here, or another instrument if required. Everything else is wired into the back, like the bass, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and keyboards. The benefit we have here is that it's a permanent setup. So all these recording levels and input gains and that are set across these 2 units really don't change from video to video, from night to night, whenever we're recording. It's basically turn it on, it works. Now, having said that, if we get somebody in with an acoustic guitar, I may have to change this gain. Every singer sings differently into different microphones that we've been using, so this gain may have to be set, recording level for each individual singer. But as a whole, these never get touched for the drums. They're permanently set up. Everything else back here is permanently set up. It's just setting these levels, and we're ready to record, basically. Being a permanent setup. That's the equipment really for recording the audio. This here is that mixer. So this is the interface, and these are all the inputs across the interface. Vox 1, Vox 2. These are additional inputs when we need them, keys. These would be, guitar, bass, the other guitar, and then we got the drums. We can scroll over. It shows all our different inputs. Like for the drums, I'll have kick, snare, hi-hat, ride. Toms 1 and 2, the high. Toms 3 and 4, the lows. And then the overheads, that would be the cymbals. catching the cymbals. I do have within the module, I take all the drums out of the overhead mics through the module so that there's no bleed. And Chris, when he's doing the audio, he'll have full control over that. So as I said, this mixer actually is for the outputs, not really the recording inputs. So over here we have, this would be mix 1. So this is my monitor feed. And all these, I don't need drums in my monitor feed because it's actually routed back to my module, and my drum sound is coming direct from the module into my headphones. That's something to clarify, is that you may have noticed that all the musicians and singers and that, they're wearing headphones or in-ear monitors. The reason for that is there is actually no instrument sound in the room. My drums are electronic. The only noise being heard in the room is the actual sticks hitting rubber, hitting the mesh heads on the drums. The audio is created in the module and sent to the computer. Electric guitars, there's no amps. You can't hear them. All you hear is the vibration of the acoustic vibration of the strings. It's sent directly into the computer and recorded through, direct in, the guitar player may have pedals that are adjusting his sounds that he prefers and things like that. And same for the bass. So really the only acoustic noise in the room is the vocals. Of course, they're singing, so they're heard. If we have an acoustic instrument such as the saxophone or an acoustic guitar, that is all heard within the room. My wife sits upstairs while we're doing this. All she can hear is the singer and the acoustic instruments. She doesn't get to hear how good it sounds until the final product. I feel sorry for her. But anyway, this first mix here, this is my monitor mix. So this is, if I need more guitar, I turn it up. If I need less bass, I turn it down. Turn up the singer when I need it. So I have 4 separate monitor mixes. So number 4 would be for the singer. They have their own mix in their headphones for what they need to hear to do and sing what they're singing. Number 3, that's usually John. He has his own individual mix. Now, because there's only 4, a lot of times we have 5, maybe even 6 musicians here. Number 2, I have routed to a mixer. Musicians 5 and 6, that usually includes Chris and Carmen, heaven forbid we have a 7th person here. They're actually sharing a mix. But there is 4 individual ones. Great for the singer. That would be priority. Obviously, they need to hear what they need to hear in order to be able to sing. So that really goes through the controls of the interface and the monitor mix. So I'm going to move that over. So we're back to here. This is the mixer that I told you about. I actually have, mix 2 is sent into here. And then, all the mixes are actually sent into here and you can bleed them through for a separate mix. My monitor mix is actually sent into the sub channel. So that's my own amplification and then back out to my module. The main would be mix 2, which is sent to a headphone amplifier, and we can connect up to 4 headphones up to that for the people who have to share a monitor mix. What else do we have here? So I'll get rid of that. So this is the DAW. I use Reaper to record. I have no concept of how to mix a sound mix or mix a song, effects, all that stuff. Chris is our guru at that. He is incredible at it. He loves doing it. I just handle the recording here. And basically, again, this is I'm going to scroll right down here to the audio. So the audio would start at the kick here. So this setup, that is this entire screen, the setup here for the inputs, everything is routed through the interface. These are all, the ride is taking the correct input for just the ride, snare. This would be Tony because he was playing guitar, so that's his guitar coming in and being recorded. So everything is recorded on separate tracks. at the end of the night, once this is all recorded, I'll play this back and I'll set some levels just to get a general idea of how it sounds level wise and make sure we didn't make any mistakes, have to do another take. Um, when everything's good and we're satisfied, we're actually done. The recording process, this setup here with all these inputs, I have a template saved. This never changes other than Tony's guitar might be Dick's guitar, or, we may have to add another vocal, but I don't have to go and set this up every time. It is set up as a template. I open the template, everything's set up. You get the recording levels for the new people that have come in, and we're ready to record, basically. So what we'll do is everybody knows a song, and I have to say we've been contacted quite a bit with people that write songs and original recordings and that. I'll tell you, we tend to stay away from that. The reason is there's a lot of work to what we're doing, but there's a lot of work to original recording that has to be done prior to actually recording. Very time consuming. The recording process for a cover, everybody comes in, I click a few buttons, everything's on. Everybody's learned their parts, they know their parts. We'll run through the song maybe 3 or 4 times. And once everybody's comfortable, we're good with arrangements or whatever we've changed. Then we set up the cameras. The cameras will be set up, and then we'll record it all. It's all recorded live. Earlier parts, and sometimes on the newer vehicles too. The only thing we actually overdub is the backing vocals. Most times, the singer coming in is the person that can sing. The rest of us really aren't strong singers. We do what we can, but a lot of stuff is way out of our range. So we do overdub some backup singers. We have Jen, which plays keys for us, which is an incredible backup harmony singer. That'll be done live. John has joined the band as well. He is an incredible harmony singer as well. So their vocals, they're recorded live with the performance. So it's 100% live. We don't go back and, if we have to go back, if somebody makes a mistake, the whole band does the song again. We record the video again. Until it's done. And sometimes it might be 2 or 3 takes, but, for the most part, it's done pretty quickly. We normally start 6:30 in the evening through a weekday. We're done recording. It's done by 8:30. We're a couple of hours here. It's a lot of fun. There's no commitment for people coming in, other musicians coming in. It's just a lot of fun. You learn a song. You do a video. Hopefully it does well on YouTube and Facebook, and the singers coming in support us. We support the singers. You watching the videos and that supports everybody. And the best thing you can do is go out to see these people when they're out gigging and support them that way as well. Very important, I must add. So that covers the audio. And again, I route this and, I've set all this up. But basically the recording process, I hit record. And that's pretty much the work, play my instrument. Other than that, before we start playing, like once everybody's comfortable, we'll set up the phones. And I'll bring this over here. We'll have 6, maybe 7 phones. And they're scattered around the room. You'll see here, there's a mount here, there's a mount here, a mount here. And then we have a few tripods around the room as well, capturing different angles. Everybody has their own camera, and then we try to get a group shot, maybe 2 group shots if we can, if we have enough phones available at the time. So one thing I'll point out about that, we have videos that are recording on the phones separate from the audio recording, which is within the DAW. So what I'll do so that it's possible to sync it up, if you go back here to the snare and you see these 4 hits, I don't want to move that. These 4 hits, once we hit record on the audio, record on all the phones, and actually I have I should probably show you this as well. I don't have it set up, so I can't. There it is. Okay. I only have one going right now. But this program here allows me to see every camera that's set up to record. And I only have to hit the record button the one time. It starts the recording on all the phones at the same time and records the video. Having said that, it doesn't record it to the computer. It is set up, it records onto the phone. So we have to airdrop all the videos separately at the end of the evening to the computer. So as far as the audio goes, I don't know much about mixing in that, so I can't really get into that, but I will tell you that at the end of the night, we're at track 14 here, running down to, so I have 12 tracks of audio recording here. I will render those down, and I send them to Chris Livingston. And again, he's a genius. And to be honest with you, he's got the most work out of all of us. He learns a song, he plays a song, incredible bass player. He's a incredible guitar player as well. But as far as audio, man, he is something else, and really, really does a good job. But all these tracks, all these stem tracks are sent to him at the end of the night, and he'll actually do the mix at home. Work that could take 3 or 4 days. There's a lot of work after the initial recording's done, but he does that. While he's doing that, I'm doing the video. So I'm going to scroll up here. So these are all added after, and it would be right down, let's say, to track 13. So this track right here is the video for my drums. And I'm going to bring this window over just to show you. Here we go. So that's my camera angle here. Oh, a minute, bring that down a bit. So this here is my drums. This track right here is the video track. Just a cool little thing I put on, a phone on my snare drum, just a little different angle. This here would be Chris's video. This would be Joe on the saxophone, and we got Tony in there as well. Then we've got John. Then we have a band camera. And I'm going to scroll over here. I'll have to click here, I guess. And there's Tony's, just on Tony. So having said that, these videos, each of these cameras record the whole song at one angle. So I have to add a track into Reaper here. And I'll go back to here. I did start. I apologize. I'm kind of rambling. These 4 hits, when we hit record on everything, I'll smack my snare drum 4 times. What that does is record. It creates an audio waveform, obviously, for the snare drum here. So I got those 4 hits. But when I did those 4 hits, the phones are recording video. They're also recording audio, but it's just the audio in the room. So each camera picks up those 4 hits as well. When I drop this into Reaper here, this could be way the hell over here. What I have to do is I have to take that video and I have to line it up to the recorded audio. So I'm using that waveform of the audio that was recorded with the video for this particular angle, which happens to be my drums. So, I can zoom in here and I'll mark it there, right on the hit. And I'll take that video, drag it over. Now I want hit 1 to line up with hit 1 here. So this is the audio recording of the snare, and this is the audio captured by the phone. It just gives me a visual that I can line it up. Now, you'll notice every one of them are lined up to those same 4 clicks. And then each one is its own video. They're all lined up. It's an entire recording of that particular angle, and I'll do the editing from there. As far as getting into the editing, it's been a learning process. It's not something I've been doing, and it's not that I do a great job of it either. I'm learning as I go. I learn different things, and some things work, some things don't. I keep what's good, and I discard things that aren't. But in the end, you end up with a mixed edited video, an entire video that I can render down, and that's what you're watching. Now, After all the video edits are done, like I'll just go over here, various edits, within here where, this will be the band cam. This would mean that John is showing here, and then it drops down to me, and then back up to Joe, and then back up to Tony here. They're all edits and what comes out. And you can watch these back so you can see what effect that has had on the video here. So you'll know what you're doing. And I have that video on my second monitor, which I can't record while I'm recording this first monitor. Other than that, I can add like our logo and things like that. That's what this is. I add the logo and add a bunch of effects to it so it moves it down into the corner. And you do fade outs and all that other stuff, but that's a little too technical for this video. So I'll have the video done in, I'm going to say 5-6 hours of video editing is probably all I have to do. I enjoy doing it. It's not work. I do it because I like it. Chris, on the other hand, is probably 10 to 12 hours in the mixing of the audio. Again, I don't think he considers it work. He absolutely loves doing it and does it because it's fun. I don't have a clue, and it makes my head hurt to watch it. But anyway, he does a great job, and that's what he does. So at the end of it, this track right here, this here is the mixed audio track that Chris has put all the work into. He sends it back to me. It is not trimmed to length or anything. It's the same length as the files were when I sent them. That way, it is perfectly lined up to what I've already done in the video. Once that's done, I'll mute all the audio tracks, the original recorded audio tracks. They all get muted. And then I render that video down using only this mixed audio. That gives us the video. We upload it, and that's the end of it. Then we're on to next week, and we do another song. We get to do it all again. I know this is a little above, the interest of most people that like to watch a good music video, but hopefully, the musicians and the guys that are considering doing something like this, recording this, don't steal our idea, please. But people that want to record themselves and that, just a little idea of what's involved. Again, the audio mixing and editing is a lot more work than the video editing. But as far as the recording process, if you want to come in, you want to sing a tune, the song, we learn the song, we come in, you're here 2 hours max, and it's recorded and you're done. The work is after the fact. So if you stuck around till now, I appreciate it. I kind of ramble on a bit, and this is the first time I've ever done anything like this with screen capture and that. I hope it worked well. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something if you wish to be doing stuff like this, and we really appreciate the following. Thanks, guys, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.